Alright, so today we have here the BetaFPV Aquila16 FPV beginner kit, and we're going to be checking it out to see what it's all about. So right here, as you can see, we have the storage bag or storage box. I'm gonna unzip it there. All right, so here is the everything that comes inside of the kit. All right, so these are all of the accessories that come included with it. You have the battery charger, which also serves as a voltage tester, and you have two BT2 connecting ports here, as well as a USB-C connector port to charge it. You get this USB-C to USB-C to USB-A charging cable, which also charges the goggles, the RC, and the batteries. You get two batteries here. So each battery is a 1S LiPo at 3.8 volts, 1100 milliamps, and each one is supposed to give you around an 8-minute flight time. You get this card, and you also get a little pouch with everything inside of it, which is two BT2 connectors. So that's to charge up your battery. You get a small screwdriver, a prop removal tool. You get some extra propellers, some extra screws, and you also get this 4-pin connector cable, which is to be used with this piece here, which is a USB-C adapter board, and I'll explain to you in a bit what that's used for. All right, so let's begin by looking at the Aquila16 first. So you can see here, this is the body and the frame. The plastic seems to be very hard and durable, which is good. Here is where you would slide in the battery. I'm going to show you that right now. Just slide it in like that. Oh, 1 second. And it'll start to calibrate. And to remove it, you just simply carefully push it up like that. Has a BT2 connector on the back. The camera is a C2 version 2 FPV camera. It's the same one that's used on the Cetus Pro kit, which I also have, well, had. I gave it away as a gift, and now I'm regretting that. But it does have a VTX module, VTX standing for video transmitter, and it has a receiving power and range between 25 milliwatts to 350 milliwatts. At 25 milliwatts, you're ranging around 80 meters, and at 350 milliwatts, your max range is 200 meters. So don't expect too much with this. This is just a beginner kit. The camera itself has tilt adjustment, and you can tilt it between 15 to 30 degrees. And to do that, you have to, there's two screws here on both sides, which you have to loosen in order to tilt it up and down. It is an analog video, so you're not going to get spectacular footage from it, so don't expect anything wow from it. Next, we have these little babies here, which are 1102 18,000 kV brushless motors, and they're very small and tiny, but don't let them fool you. These things are high power, and they have some kick to it. Over here, you have 45 millimeter 3-bladed props, and they're a little bit bigger than the ones you see on the Cetus Pro FPV kit. What else? On the bottom, you have an optical flow camera, And it also has a high precision barometer built into it. So what that does is it helps it achieve that altitude hold, or position hold as they call it. And for those who come from a GPS drone background, you know that when you don't have GPS, your optical flow camera kicks in together with the barometer, and it allows you to hover at a steady altitude. So that's what that does. Last but not least, you have this 4-pin connector here, which is to be used with the 4-pin connecting cable and the USB-C adapter board, which allows you to update the firmware, modify the PID settings, and do other things like calibrate the magnometer, accelerometer, etc. And you would do that using the BetaFPV configurator software, which you can download. All right, so moving on to the remote controller here. So this is the Light Radio 2 SE, and it is also the same remote controller that you find with the Cetus Pro FPV kit. Basically the same, it's just in gray color. And also, I believe it's a different protocol, radio link protocol. This one actually comes installed with the Express LRS 3.0 firmware installed on it. So that's pretty cool. The other one I believe was Frisky. So yeah, LRS, for those who don't know, is a open source radio control link protocol, and it's used for many RC applications. Many FPV pilots use it, and it's touted as being one, if not the best, because it has a great low latency and long range. So I'm not going to get into the whole technical jargon on it, but if you want to read more on it, I'll leave a link below in the description. All right, so it comes with this joystick holder you can remove, and the joysticks feel really nice. Actually looks really professional. The left joystick is not spring-loaded like the right joystick is, and that's because you have to manually adjust the height level yourself when you're giving it throttle. So keep that in mind. This is your power button, and up here on the top you have 4 switches. This switch here is to arm and disarm your motors. This one here is your flight mode settings, and that is normal, sport, and full manual. Next to that are the flight mode speed settings, and you have your slow, mid, and fast. This here is your channel switcher, so you really don't want to touch this here when you're flying, especially as a beginner. If you happen to touch it by mistake, what it's going to do is that you're going to lose image feed on the goggles, and then you're going to have to go like this, switch it back and forth until you find the correct channel. So make sure you don't touch that. And if you do happen to touch it and you don't want to go through all that toggling, you can just go into the goggles themselves and press the auto search button, and it'll automatically find the channel for you. All right, so what else? Another good thing about this is that it has turtle mode, just like the Cetus FPV. And how to do that is you press these 2 switches down, and when you do that, it's going to allow you now, let's say you're flying and you collide into something and the quad is now upside down, you're going to be allowed to flip it back on its axis again. So how to do that, you want to make sure this throttle stick is down, and you just move back and forth to the sides, side to side, until it just flips over. All right, so what else? On the bottom here you have your USB-C port for charging the remote, and you can also use that to connect it to an FPV simulator. So that's pretty cool. Next to it is some sort of phone jack. I don't know what it is, so if somebody knows what that is, leave your comments and let us know. Here you have your setup button and your bind button, and I believe these are for when you're setting up a different type of quad that uses ELRS, and you press this button to bind it. Here you remove this little cover here, And these are the specs for the remote controller. As you can see, it has an internal battery that is a 3.7 volt, 1000 milliamp hour. And this is supposed to give you, I believe, 8 hours of operating time. All right, next we're going to check out the goggles themselves. Now this is the VR03 version 3 FPV goggles. They look similar to the ones, again, like you see in the Cetus Pro FPV kit. The only difference is now this one has an antenna, and this is a 5.8 gigahertz 3 dBi antenna. And what's cool about it is that you can actually remove it like so. And you can use your own, a different antenna, not your own antenna, sorry. You can use a different antenna and experiment with it. Just make sure that it's one that's compatible. And you just unscrew it back on like that. The second thing that it has that's different, and it's actually a highlight feature, is that it has DVR recording. So you can install a mini SD card chip here in this slot, and you can record video and play back that video. So that's pretty cool. The other goggles on the Cetus Pro doesn't have that. As far as the SD card goes, it only allows up to 64 gigabytes of storage space. So anything higher, it's not going to be compatible. So on the other side, you have the USB-C port for charging the goggles. This is your on and off switch. And you have 4 buttons on the top. The first one is your recording button. These two, I believe, are for toggling between menus and settings and so. And this one here with the S on it is auto scan or auto search. And like I mentioned before, if you, by factory default, you're supposed to already have everything set. So when you turn on the quad and it syncs with the remote, it should automatically give you a video feed. But if it doesn't, what you do is you just press this button here for a couple of seconds and it automatically search for the correct channel. So that's a pretty nice feature to have. And here is the adjustable headband for the goggles. As you can see, it does have some padding, foam padding around the eye sockets. And they are removable, so that's pretty interesting. They're not the best, but you know, it is what it is for a beginner kit. One thing I'm seeing here is that it's very small, just like the Cetus Pro FPV kit. And for those who wear glasses like me, you're gonna have an issue putting these goggles on. Fortunately, I only use my glasses to see far away, so I'm not gonna you know, have much of an issue using these. The inside, let me see if I can turn it on and you can see it. So that screen there is the actual screen is on the top, and it is a 4x3" LCD screen, and I believe the resolution in pixels is 800 by 480 if I'm not mistaken. So it's not going to be, you know, again, it's not the best, but for a beginner, you know, starting off in the FPV world, it's okay. And the reason they have that screen on the top and this mirroring effect is that it's supposed to lessen the strain on your eyes. So that's a good thing. Another thing I'm noticing here with the goggles is that it has the same design as the Cetus Pro. Again, there's no padding here around the nose. So it's going to be a little bit rough when you put them on. After, you know, using it for a while, you might feel a little bit of sharpness, you know, the sharp edges digging in to your nose. So I don't know, you might want to sand it down or add your own padding on it there. So the battery that it has, the internal battery, is a 3.7 volt, 2000 milliamp hour battery. Alright, so now I'm going to show you exactly how to bind the Aquila16 to the RC, and then to the goggles. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the remote, press the power button, wait until it turns on. Now you see that it's blue. Now it's waiting for you to bind the Aquila16. So next you're gonna do as I showed you before. Insert the battery, place it here until it stops beeping or flashing. All right, next you're going to take the goggles and you're going to turn on the power switch. And as you see, I don't have a feed. And if that doesn't happen, automatically press this for 2 to 3 seconds and it should automatically find the switch for you, the channel. There you go. Now I have a feed. My hands around so you can see it. Now you're ready to arm the motors and give the throttle. Now to shut off the motors, turn the switch off. All right, so now we're going to go outdoors and take it for a quick flight. All right, so we're out here with the Aquila16. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with some manual flying, visual line of sight, and I have it on, let me check my goggles, I have it on normal mode, and we're going to start the mid-speed settings. I'm a beginner at this, just like you guys, so you're seeing a first-hand experience as a beginner. So I already have everything set up, the remote is synced, and I am going to give it throttle. First I'm going to arm it, and now I'm going to give it throttle, and I'm just going to fly around manually around these trees, see if I can achieve that easily. Alright, so I'm letting it hover. 1 second, folks. Just going to let it hover again there. As you see, it moves around. It does take a couple of seconds to start recording video. Now it's starting to record. All right, so let me try that again. Go up, go through the opening. See if I could go through that opening there. Why is it going that way? I'm not doing that. Hard to control. It's hardly a breeze out here, so I don't know what that's all about. Alright, we're going through. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Does take some learning. So I'm going to try that again. See if I could go through the hole. Oh, and that didn't work. And that sucks. When that happens, all you do is just stop the motors. Try that again. It takes a while. Maybe it's because I have it on. I'm going to switch it to the fastest speed. Maybe that's what it was. Oh, see, it's going back to the... I don't know why it's doing that. Let me roll a little bit. The throttle is very delicate. I think I need to calibrate it or something because it's hard. Keeps on drifting to the left on me. Let me see if I could do this again. Let me see if I could do it easier. And go through that hole there. See if we could do it. Oh, that sucks. Now this is not what you want to do as a beginner. Hey, look at that, I passed through it. As a beginner, you just want to fly around and get the feel of it. But I want I want to learn how to go through those trees quickly and through those holes. Oh, that didn't work. And I'm very close to it. All right, so it's not that easy, as you can see. Anyway, I'm gonna just go ahead and start flying around. And I'm still at visual line of sight here until I get the feel of it. Then I'll move on to the goggles. I'm not used to goggles. I always get like, oh, come on. Where am I? All right, so I'm coming back here. I'm gonna circle the tree a little bit. And I'm very close to the tree. Whoa, look at that. Hey, look at that. Again, as a beginner, you shouldn't be trying this. This is not the first thing you should try. But I just wanted to. Let me see if I can fit through the opening again. Hey, we did it. Look at that. So yeah, you know, I'm just gonna fly around here. The sticks are very delicate. It does drift around, even if you have position hold on it. So it's not that easy. Oh. Oh. Take it higher. Taking it higher so you can see. Now again, I'm still in normal mode. So it's not ooh, and the wind really pushes it around. Oh, the wind really pushes it around. So you got to be aware of that. It's very hard to and this is just a mild breeze out here. And if you want to find it, just turn the motors on. And I don't know if you heard that. That allows you to find it. So when it crashes, just turn the motors off and then turn them back on. Doesn't have any alarm triggering on it, so it doesn't automatically put out a beeping noise when it crashes, which is another thing that sucks about it. But again, it's a beginner quad. All right, so let me just go ahead and fly it a bit more. I'm not going to be doing much of the sport. I'll show you some of it, but again, I'm practicing myself here, so I'm learning just as you guys are. So again, give it throttle. It's just the sticks are a little finicky. They don't want to work all the time. But yeah, just get a feel of the sticks, how they work. They're very sensitive. Like, you hardly need to pull on them for them to react. There you go. Went through the tree. But it's not that easy as I'm making it appear. Let's see, give it some throttle, a little bit of pitch. Oh, a little bit of throttle. All right, we made it through. So I'm very close to it, and oh, there we go. I'm very close to it, and I'm not that far because I don't want to lose it. And again, I'm visual line of sight here. I haven't even started using the goggles until I get a feel of it. It's pretty fun. I see the red lights blinking, and that means that the battery is low. I believe that's what that means. So I'm gonna keep on flying it until it tells me otherwise. Hey, and then it just shut off. All right, so what do I think about the BetaFPV Aquila16? I personally enjoyed it so much. I myself am a newbie or noob to this hobby, so it was, you know, I'm still learning. So as you can see from the footage, it wasn't that easy to fly it in sport and manual. You would have to practice in normal mode, which is what I'll be doing. So, you know, I didn't do any full acro or anything like that because I'm just not at that level yet. But I think it's a great beginner kit for those who want to get into the FPV hobby and practice flying it. And once you master it, level 1 and level 2, then you can move on to level 3, which is full acro. And then you could do all of those acrobatic moves like flips and dives and all those types of things. But don't expect too much from it because it is a beginner level quad. So it has its capabilities and then it has its flaws. And one flaw, which I'm going to mention here, is that I did fly it on a semi-windy day, and boy, it was hard to fly. I couldn't get it stable, as you see in the footage. The wind was just pushing it around, and I couldn't get it to fly right. But on a calm day, you can fly this thing when there's no wind. But if there's wind, forget about it. It's just going to be pushed around, and you're not going to be able to fly it. I think this is more of an indoor quad. So for those who have like huge space, maybe you can fly it around in your house and enjoy it that way. But outdoors is kind of tricky. It has to be on a very calm day. So that's one thing that I didn't like about it. Another thing that I didn't like about it is that the camera performs very poorly in when you're facing the light. So if the light is behind the camera, you're fine, you can see clearly, but once you face the camera towards the sun, it's gonna turn black, and it's pretty hard to see, and it's just not fun to fly it that way. That's the second thing. What else? Oh yeah, the actual range on it. I know they mention it's max 200 meters when you have it set to 350 milliwatts, but I didn't see that. The most I got, I would say, is around close to 100 meters, and I would just get crazy breakups and crash it all the time. So but again, it's a beginner quad, so it's not something that you're going to go long range with it. It's just something that you practice with it, and then once you master it all, then you can move up onto something better like the Pavo series. So yeah, that's basically it. Flight time, battery time was fine. You do get around 7 minutes or so, close to 8, so that's good. The Cetus Pro only gets around 3 minutes, and that's pushing it. So the goggles worked fine. I mean, I didn't get any strain on my eyes, so that was a good thing. The video does record onto the SD card, as you see in the video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's a basic kit, so don't expect too much from it. It's just something to practice with. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you want to see more video content like this, just go ahead and give it a subscribe, and also give a like to the video as well. If you can, it's very much appreciated. All right, so that's it for this video. I'm out of here. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless you all.